Good morning, friends. You're at Springs in the Desert, and I'm Desert. Hi. Today, we're going to have a follow-up on the breakfast sandwiches. I liked them very well. They were cost efficient. They stored well in the freezer. They heated up lovely in the microwave. Not a problem at all. But I don't really eat white bread. And I made all of them out of English muffins, and that's white bread. So I went back and I bought 3 different types of English muffins the last time that I was in Nogales, Arizona. And I'm going to try making them with these 3 different English muffins to see what I like the best. And whatever is the winner, I will start making that type of English muffins, and we'll have a video on how to do that as well. So I bought sourdough English muffins. The bacteria that's in sourdough is really good for gut bacteria, and the fermentation is just excellent for your health. So even though it's white bread, it's a lot better than normal. I also got whole wheat English muffins and obvious, and I got multigrain. So we're going to make them today with those 3 types of English muffins and see what I like the best, and that will make the decision for me as to what type of English muffins I'm going to make. My son's going to be helping me with this, and I'm going to be doing the video. And last time we made them with a fried egg, a slice of provolone, and a slice of Canadian bacon. We're still going to use Canadian bacon. We're still going to use the fried egg, but I don't think I have any provolone, so we'll probably change the cheese. I'll let you know what it is when we get there. So on to the intro montage, and we'll get right into it. Okay, so we're going to make a batch of breakfast sandwiches. I know I did breakfast sandwiches before, but I did them all with white bread. And this is a multigrain, this is a sourdough, and this is whole wheat. And we're going to make another batch of breakfast sandwiches on these 3, and then try them to see which one I like the best. And whichever one is the winner is the way I will make my English muffins in the future. So let's get these put together. Okay, so the English muffins, the sourdough ones, were much harder to sled than the whole wheat were. The whole wheat were really easy to do by hand, and the English muffins were a pain in the neck, even with a fork, and produced a lot of crumbs, most of which I ate, so it didn't look messy. So we have our eggs down on top of them, and we have our bacon, and I went off camera to open the next package of bacon, because even though it was a peel here type of opening, my hands were so greasy from handling the bacon that I couldn't hold on to the package. So I went off camera for that. So we're using Swiss cheese still. Which will have a little bit of overage when you're making your sandwiches, when you heat them up in the microwave or however you do it. I normally use provolone because they're cut in rounds and they're the same size as the English muffins. But I can't find provolone cut in rounds here in Mexico, and I'm not going to Nogales again until next week. So I'm using what I have, and that's sliced Swiss. So just know The provolone is a little neater, but when it all melts down, it's just lovely. They're very nice sandwiches. I enjoy them very much. So as each sandwich gets finished, put it in a sandwich Ziploc bag and express all the air that you can. And then I put them back in the original bags that they came in for freezer storage. And with both of them, with them being double bagged, it's good enough for the freezer, and we don't keep them in there for a very long period of time. So there's no problem with that. So I'm going to heat one of them up and taste test it, and then we'll get on to the whole grain. Okay, so here is your beautiful sandwich. The cheese will anyway, that's it. And I'm gonna cut out about a quarter of it to try. Less. And the Swiss cheese is so stringy and good. Oh, that's hot. Gosh, I only put it in for a minute. I didn't think it would be that hot. Looks lovely. That's a good breakfast sandwich. I think I still prefer the whole wheat. The sourdough does help a bit. It's not just plain white bread. That makes a lovely sandwich. Okay, so if you're watching this at home, just to decide what kinds of English muffins to buy, I'd vote for the whole wheat or the sourdough. I know I am borderline diabetic, and white flour raises your blood sugar more than whole wheat flour does, so I'm probably personally going to stick with whole wheat. But as far as taste goes, this is delightful. Not a problem at all. Cool. I'm going to package up these others and get them all put in this bag with this one. And I'll get back to you when I'm ready to do the multigrain. Okay, I wanted to bag one of them on camera because this part's kind of important. When you're storing things in the freezer, if there's much airspace in the bag, they will get freezer burn much faster, okay? So I always have them down in a corner, and I start closing my bag from the side where the extra space is. Fold over that part and express all the air possible before sealing your bag. So as you can tell, that's just flat as heck, and there isn't any extra air in there at all. And they will last a lot longer, better. When you prepare these, I prefer to take them out the night before and let them thaw in the refrigerator. But if you're in a hurry, or you just need to grab something out the door, or something, you can heat them up in the microwave for 3 minutes. Oh, excuse me, I got hiccups. For 3 minutes, and they will be cooked all the way through. If you're doing 2 of them, for example, my son has a bigger appetite than I do, and he'll do 2. It takes a little more time. If they are room temperature, 1 minute is sufficient. Refrigerator, 2 minutes is good, okay? So that's it, and I've got my last 6 eggs over there, and my Canadian bacon and my cheese here, and I'll get to making this last batch. I am using Dave's Rockin' Grains. Okay, and that's the multigrain that I'm using to try this next one with. So we'll get on that. Hi. Okay, so I have these ready here. They've got their eggs and their Canadian bacon and their cheese on them. But the top 3 that were in the package are a little bit stale on the top. So I encountered this before when I made a whole bunch of them. I had, I think, 6 packages of English muffins, regular ones, when I did breakfast sandwiches the first time. And one of the packages was stale. So I tried something then that worked really well, and I'm going to do it with this batch as well. And that's to put a little bit of maple syrup on the part that is stale, and it rehydrates the bread. And when you take it out, we could not tell that it was stale at all. So I'm just putting, I'm not really looking for a lot of sweet, although it does really add to the flavor. Maple syrup with the Canadian bacon is really good. But like I told you, I am borderline diabetic, so I stay away from sugars. And, oops, that one spilled over. Oh well. So I'm just putting a teaspoon of maple syrup on each sandwich, on the side of the bread. You know, the top is what was stale. And I'm only doing it on these 3. Don't need to put it on all of them because it is just to refresh the food, you know. Anyway, being in the freezer, and when you take it out and thaw it and all, the maple syrup goes into the bread and rehydrates it beautifully. You would never know that they were stale. So I'm going to go ahead and put these together and bag them and put them in their container, and we'll be back with a taste test on the multigrain. Alrighty, so in under 20 minutes, I put together 18 breakfast sandwiches to go into the freezer. And we're expecting a hurricane to hit tonight or tomorrow. So we might want food that's already prepared. I'm going to give this a taste test. Now the multigrain, the bread is a lot thicker. You see? Okay, and that's what it looks like with the bread and the cheese and the sandwich, the bacon and the eggs. So let's see what it tastes like. That one's very good too. Now the multigrain, of course, has better nutrition because of the complex grains. Whole wheat, I don't know if you bake bread or not, but most whole wheat bread is never whole wheat. It's part whole wheat and part all-purpose flour, because whole wheat produces a rather dense bread when you're using all whole wheat flour. It doesn't seem to form the same amount of gluten, and there's an additive. Goodness, it's escaping me right now. I'll look it up and I'll put it in the information below. But there's an additive that you can put in if you want to make really whole wheat muffins, so that you'll get more of a rise out of it. And a rise when you're making an English muffin is important to get that separation in the middle to where you can break the two pieces apart easily. Now you can also just make muffins and cut them with a knife and not have that separation. I'm not worried for our safety, but we did spend some time today going around outside and making sure that, taking down my hanging plants and putting them on the porch, and moving things around, anything that could get blown around, because hurricane force winds are, to be called a hurricane, it's between 74 miles an hour and 110 miles an hour, and that's just a basic hurricane. I don't know what category this hurricane is, but it's coming in late tonight, early tomorrow. So we are charging up all of our rechargeable stuff, making sure our phones are charged, and I've got a phone battery bank so that we can recharge our phones on it. And we have rechargeable and battery operated fans and lights. And we have little flashlights and big flashlights, and so we're charging everything up today, so that we'll be in good shape. Don't even worry. But and by the time you see this, it'll be over anyway. I've been through so many hurricanes here. It's not even funny. At least 8. When we lived in our other beach house, this will be the first hurricane in this house. But like I said, if you looked at the home remodeling videos at all, the first thing we did the first year was put on a new roof, because, oh my goodness, we were here the first rainy season and we were told that the roof was secure. Not. We had 33 different containers, pots and pans and canners and everything around collecting, and it wasn't even close to enough. We're using rugs, we were using beach towels, we were using blankets, and just lugging all that heavy stuff out to the front porch, wringing it out, and then bringing it back in to use again. So as soon as rainy season was over last year, the landlords, thank God, paid for almost all of it, but I pitched in some too, because it ended up taking more than what I originally told them. So at least the roof is secure. We do have 2 spots that are still a little bit sketchy, where the last time that it rained for 4 days, we started getting drops in one location in my office and one location in my son's room. So we know that in advance, and we will have stuff standing by and ready to collect it. And I'm going to eat the rest of this quarter and pack up this last one and get these in the freezer. And I want to tell you thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. It really means a lot. And I love seeing in the comments where you're from. I said before, I'm Irish by blood. I was American born. Italian by marriage. When you're married to an Italian for 43 years, you kind of get a bit Italian. But I've lived in Mexico for almost 20 years. So I am definitely a World Wide Web kind of girl. So if there's anything that you want to see me do videos on, please put that down in the comments. Let me know where you're from, where you're watching from, because that would just tickle me pink to see how far this goes. That would just be amazing. And if you like what you see, a thumbs up always makes my day. And please do subscribe and click on that bell so that you get notifications every time that we post a video. Now, we will be posting a full video every Saturday and at least a short every Wednesday. Now, I may do more, but it won't do less. So you can at least count on that much, and we will bring hopefully new skills and new recipes to you every time. So thank you so much again for being here, and you have a blessed day. It really is good. I did not eat the sugar ones, by the way, the maple syrup ones. I ate a plain one. Lovely. Bye-bye now.